everyone, it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to make artwork inspired by artist Kelly Knaga. What you'll be needing today is your Kelly Knaga papers from your art folder. They should be labeled with her name or with 2 Ks like mine is. I'm going to get rid of that label because I don't need it anymore. But you should have 1 large piece of white paper and some smaller pieces of white paper. Now we're just going to need the smaller pieces of white paper today, so you can put the larger one to the side or save it in your art folder. We're also going to need some watercolor paints. I have water and a paintbrush here. You can use washable markers on your papers and turn them into watercolor paints by painting over the top of them with just some plain water and a paintbrush. If you don't have either of these items, you can use crayons, colored pencils, markers, or anything else to add color to your paper today. Now we're going to be making a mixed media collage using some pieces of painted paper cut up in a variety of geometric and organic shapes. Now what we need to do today is to create our painted paper that we can cut up later to make our collage. So I have my 2 pieces of paper here. We're going to paint both of these pieces of paper with all different colors. Again, if you don't have paint, you're just going to be filling in your paper with all the different colors that you'd like to include. Now you can decide if you want to paint both of your papers with the same colors and the same kind of design, or if you want them to be completely different. I think I am going to stick to some warm colors on one paper, so my reds, oranges, yellows, and pinks, and my cool colors on my other paper, my blues, greens, and purples. But you can decide how you'd like to make your papers different, if you want to draw different designs on them as you're painting, if you want to use different colors, or if you want to try and keep them the same. It's up to you. But our main goal for today is to end up with 2 fully colored in pieces of paper that we can cut up and collage with next time. So I'm going to start with 1 paper for now, so I can put the other paper to the side, and on this one I am going to use my warm colors, so my reds, my pinks, my oranges, and my yellows. And I am just going to create almost like an abstract design with all of my colors here. I want them to just kind of mix and blend together. I don't really have any ideas going into this for creating a specific kind of design or picture. We are going to be cutting up these pieces of paper next time, so you don't want to be painting a picture or something that you're not going to want to cut up afterwards. So I'm just going to start by laying out different colors all along my paper. When I'm using my watercolor paints, if I add more water to my color, it is going to come out lighter, and I also want to make sure that I am washing my paintbrush before going into each of my colors. As I am painting with my watercolors, I'm going to let my colors overlap and blend together on my paper and really experiment with how my colors are going to mix together on my paper. But I'm always going to wash my paintbrush before I dip back into my palette of colors here. So I'm just creating kind of like a random tie-dye effect on my paper here. I just want to make sure I fill in all of that white space. I started out laying almost like a base of my different colors, letting those blend and mix together on my paper, and then I went back in with some of those same colors right on top to add some more little detail lines and designs on there. But I ended up with a nice abstract picture that is fully colored in, so I'm going to let this dry, and then next week I'll get to cut this up and create my collage. So as this is drying, I am going to put it to the side and grab my second piece of paper, and on this one I said I was going to use my cool colors, so my blues, my greens, and my purples. And again, you can decide if you want your papers to look the same, you want to use the same colors, create the same kind of design or effect on there, or if you want to create something different on your other paper using completely different colors and a completely different design. It is totally up to you. I think on this one I am going to focus more on different kinds of lines and create almost like a striped looking paper. Alright, so and in this paper I finished covering up all of that white space using just big strokes of straight lines with all of my different colors. So now I have my two papers here all finished. I am going to let these fully dry, and then I'm going to save them in my art folder until next week. Next week we're going to work on cutting these up into different geometric and organic shapes to create a collage similar to the work of our artist. Since we are finishing our project next week, you do not need to upload anything on Canvas this week. Just save your papers once they are dry until next time. Try your best to have fun and get creative, and I'll see you then. Bye!